looking at all the other runners and trying to see where they're at, like how much that would slow you down.
So as a couple, it can be tempting to compare yourself with other people around you and see how you stack up, whether you are being successful or maybe not as successful as other people. Generally speaking, you feel like you're not as successful as the people around you when you're comparing. Comparison is often that thief of joy and that sort of thing. Comparing can be good sometimes. It just depends on how you're doing it. Comparison can help you discover new ideas or new ways of doing things that you had not thought of before. And you can then co-op, right? Take those ideas and bring them into your own family unit and then better your family unit from there. And we have done that with some of the comments that you guys sometimes give us on these videos, where you guys bring different ideas that we hadn't even thought of, and then we incorporate them into our plan, and it ends up benefiting us. But for the most part, though, a lot of times when we compare ourselves to others, we are just finding ourselves lacking. We find ourselves being jealous, keeping up with the Joneses. And that will that'll cause us to spend more and more and more money.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest struggles for Americans is comparison, because you see, like, it's all thrown at us. It's right there in our phone. All the things that you could have. I mean, people usually go into debt for it, but you could look cool if you had this, or you could make bank if you did this, and it's just really a money trap from TikTok. But like, I think you need to look at all of that and tune it out. I think that's just like the best thing you can do is focus on your family and not focus on what so-and-so is doing or where so-and-so is at in life. Like, they're the same age as me and they're already doing this. Tune that all out. Like, the moment you tune that out and you just focus on your family and where you are currently at, you are going to feel this weight lifted off your chest, and you can finally breathe. Like, you can just breathe again. And I think that's something that I know I really try to focus on, is not comparing. And I don't know, I feel like I'm thriving a lot more, not having to compare myself to others, and just really focusing on you, focusing on the kids, focusing on the house that we have, focusing on the cars that we have. And when you just truly rest and enjoy those things and not expect more and more and more, you I don't know, it's really hard to put into words, but it just feels like a lot of freedom that I think people don't realize that they're lacking, because it's a constant comparison. And I mean, that's social media, right? They're there to influence you, but I think you should use social media to inspire you and not influence you. And that's something I know on my own personal channel, that's something I really want to do. But I know on like my own personal YouTube, that's something that I am really passionate about, is not influencing you, but inspiring. So giving good ideas. Like, you guys inspire us all the time in the comments.
If you're watching us, hopefully, yes, we can be more of an inspiration, but don't use us as a measuring stick or a comparison tool that ends up beating you over the head and feeling like you're not getting anywhere because you're not measuring up to what we're at. That should not be the case. So hopefully we're not that thing to you as well. And if we are, then hopefully you can start to let go of that and understand that you have your own family and your own financial situations and that sort of thing. And that you don't need to compare to us. Not that we are anything glamorous, that's for sure. I mean, you guys have seen the videos of what our house is and stuff like that. It's nothing extravagant, and we kind of prefer it that way anyway.
Yeah, it's not extravagant, but we love it. We love where we're at. We love our small home. We love our used cars because there's no car payment. We love each other, we love our kids, and we love what we have. And I think you just need to, if you're struggling with comparison, like I said before, just tune out those things and focus on what you already have and learn to love it, or have a mind shift to love it, and just, yeah, I think you should love what you have. Not that you can't ever get more, but if you're not able to, that's okay. Just love and rest where you're currently at, while working towards the things that you do want in a more slower, more wise way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not trying to go into massive debt to try to impress people. Or, as Dave Ramsey says, going to massive debt to impress people who don't even care, or people you don't even like, and that sort of thing. So, yeah, trying not to overextend yourself for things that, as I've mentioned in my own channel, stuff doesn't really bring you happiness. It's things that are spent with others, right? Yeah. Spending time with others, and going on vacations or experiences with others. Those are the things that bring happiness. It's not the stuff that you buy with money. So, and that kind of segues into kind of wrapping up the video here, this segment, and that is that you should just run your own race. Other people that you see on social media, YouTube, wherever you're seeing them, maybe in your own life, they are in a different stage, potentially, in a different place, and they're running their race. And so you need to focus on the race that you're running, the path that you're at. They could be 10 to 15 years ahead because maybe they're 10 to 15 years older than you. And they've had more time to build up their finances and that sort of thing. So you can't always compare. And there are many other variables besides just working years. There are many other variables that make you different from the people that you're comparing yourself to. Your spouse is different than their spouse, or both people, I guess you could say. Your job is different than their job. Your kids are different than their kids. The place that you live is different than the place that they live. And all those factors can come into play for where they are at compared to where you're at. Like, we have a house, but we also live in the Midwest. So it's a little bit more attainable for us. Whereas if you're living somewhere else where the cost of living is insane, then a house probably isn't in the cards, at least depending on your age. If you happen to be the same age as us, then you would probably have to wait a little bit longer. So location, that's another thing that can have an effect. So yeah, run your own race. Understand that the variables, the things in your life are very different from the things in other people's lives, and that's okay.
Yeah, I guess I was actually thinking I didn't even know that was your last point. So like all the points I'm like just now hearing.
Yeah.
So when you were saying run your own race, I ran track in 8th grade. So my running knowledge is like next to nothing. But I was thinking that if you are in a race and you have this finish line, could you imagine like looking at all the other runners and trying to see where they're at, like how much that would slow you down? When if you would just focus on the finish line, you're going to get there much quicker. Like that kind of made me think of that. So like even when it comes to your financial state or your family, like whatever it may be, when you look at all the distractions or the comparison to other people and other families, it's just going to slow you down. And you're not going to get to where you want to go more efficiently or quickly. So I think just like we said, just focus on your family, focus on whatever financial goals you've set with your spouse, and run that race. Run your own race. Don't worry about the other people running their race as well. I mean, cheer them on, but don't compare yourself to them and think that they're better or whatever it may be. So that made me think of that, of how looking at other people would just really just slow you down.
Yeah, and that's true. That I ran track as well, but the coaches always talk about how if you want to run faster, you need to look forward. You can't be looking to the left and the right because that actually slows you down. So yeah, that really works out, matches up. Great analogy.